Right, welcome to the continuation of the factorising review. We're going to look at trinomials now, so that's expressions with three terms. So we've got x squareds, x's and numbers. See, x squareds, x and numbers. So that's a trinomial. Easy to spot in comparison to two nomials which have two terms. So 1, 2, 3 or 2, right? So factorising trinomials, remember, is when we're looking at double brackets, wrong colour, looking at double brackets, and we're looking at factors of 18 that are going to give us -9 when we add them together. Now, how do we decide whether we're doing the magic x or whether we're going to try and just factorise it in our head? Well, I try and decide that because, or through, that this has got a coefficient, okay, we've got a number in front of the x squared, and this expression doesn't, okay? We're going to use a magic x for that because this one's a bit harder, right? We're going to need a little sort of structure to do it. But this one, I think we can manage to do it in our head, okay? So, we know that each bracket's going to start with x, and to get the numbers that are going to go here, remember, all we have to ask ourselves is, what factors of positive 18 add together to give us -9? Now, if I think about that, if I've got my factors of 18, I've got 1 and 18, I've got 2 and 9, I've got 3 and 6, but I'm getting -9, so both of those have to be negative to multiply to give us positive 18 and add to give us -9. So if I look through all my factors, it's like a little puzzle, then I'll see that -3 and -6, right? -6 times -3 gives us positive 18, and -6 add -3 gives us -9. So that is our answer for this one. And again, if you multiply this out, you will get back to this original expression. Okay, we get x squared minus 3x minus 6x, which gives us -9x, plus 18 at the end. Okay, so that one's a little bit easier because we don't have a coefficient, and we can just ask ourselves, what factors of this number add, remember, to give us that number. And those numbers can go in the brackets in any order we like. Okay, this one's a little bit different. We're going to use the magic x method for this one. Now remember, magic x, I'm going to do it underneath, like this. Magic x works like this, okay? So we take the lead coefficient and the end number, and we multiply them together, and that gives us a number at the top. Then the middle number here goes at the bottom. Now I'm asking myself, what numbers multiply to give me -24 and also add together to give me 5. So if I think through all my factors of 24, and think through them all, 8 and 3 immediately jump out because they've got a difference of 5 between them. So if I think about 8 and 3 for a minute, and I think, okay, so one of those has got to be negative and one's positive, so they multiply to give us -24, because a positive and a negative are going to give us a negative when we times them. So which one's got to be negative to give us a -5? It's got to be this one, hasn't it? So let's just check that. -8 times 3 is -24. -8 plus 3 is -5. So that's it. So we've solved a little puzzle. Now, the magic x method, the last thing you need to do is to divide by the 2. Now, where does the 2 come from? The 2 is the lead coefficient. That's the first number you see. The number in front of the x squared, you have to divide by that. Okay? Then what we're going to do is I'm going to stick to this card. In fact, no, change it just in case we can't see right. And we're going to simplify our x down. Keep these numbers as they are, and we're going to simplify down the x. So that's going to be -4, 1, and that's going to remain at 3 and 2. Okay, so this is our simplified magic x that's going to let us write down our answer. Okay, so double brackets in. And the bottom number gives us the coefficient of the x, so it's going to be 1x, take away 4. and 2x plus 3. Now, I don't really like writing down 1x, okay, we don't really write that down, so if you want to write that down to start with and then rub it out, that's okay. Right, it's just to show you where that was coming from. So we've got x take away 4, 2x plus 3, and that is our final answer. That question that comes straight from this simplified magic x here, okay, so remember, what you can do with this video is you can rewind it back and watch it as many times as you want, alright? Hopefully this should give you a little bit of an idea about the different types of factorising questions that you get, okay? So remember, wind it back, use it for your revision, use it when you're doing your worksheets at home, and make sure that you can do that. If you can't, then please see me one-to-one and we can have a chat about it, okay? Right, thanks very much guys.